Hi, everyone, and welcome to Power and Freedom. Do come on in and join me. We're going to have a bit of a chat today about something a bit different. I've decided to start a bit of a series around helping you because your personal power, and I'm all about power and freedom, and you living your life your way and on your terms. So one of the most important things is that you are you, and that the more you can be you, the more powerful you can be. So I want to help you recognize perhaps where there's areas of your life where you're where you could improve the power, you could be more yourself, and you could show up with more power to create the life that you want. So that's what we're going to talk about. So today's topic is the imitation game. So if you're a bit of a movie buff, you would have heard this title for a movie a few years ago came out about Professor Alan Turing. But we're not going to be talking about him today, and we're not going to be talking about Benedict Cumberbatch. Oh, sad. Today either. But we are going to be talking about how important it is for you to show up as you whenever possible, and how you can step more fully into the person that you are. It's kind of a funny topic in a way, but you know what we do so much of the time, we think, well, I want to be as popular as them, I want to have as many friends as them, I want the success that they've got, or they seem to have a great following, they seem to be doing really well, I'm just going to follow and I'm going to watch what they're doing, and then I'm just going to do what they do. And sometimes the steps to success certainly are useful, and other people are doing them, and we can learn a lot by following what other people are doing. However, if you're showing up and you're changing who you are to be like somebody else because you think, well, they're really popular, so if I turn into them, or I do everything the way they're doing it, or I speak the way they speak, or I dress the way they dress, or whatever it is, and you're kind of pretending, then you're playing the imitation game. And the surest, fastest way for you to build the life that you want, that you truly want, your life, your way, which is what I say all the time, is for you to show up as you, as your authentic, most amazing self. Because when you're playing the imitation game, when you're pretending to be somebody else, you don't have any power in that situation. You're not being real. And it's not just going through the motions that's going to bring you what it is that you want. It's being real. It's showing up in your brilliance and your amazingness, and as the real you, so people can see you, because they can feel your energy. They can see who you are in your body language and how you speak. They can see how genuine you are. And if you want to attract more friends, or you want a loving partner in your life, whatever it is that you want to bring to you, the fastest way to do that is to show up as you. So, I was actually watching, I was just taking a bit of time and having some lunch, and I was watching a very, I guess it's quite an old sort of documentary on Princess Diana. And I was really struck by how different she was to the rest of the royal family. I was watching the royal family, and they were all quite stiff, and cardboard cutouts is kind of a term that gets thrown around people. And I'm not saying that they anything about them, because we really didn't get to see who they were. They just kind of showed up in a particular role, and this is who we are. And then Princess Diana came along, and she brought a breath of fresh air to the royal family. And okay, we had the paparazzi, and obviously, her story ended quite tragically. But what she was able to do is she was able to bring so much energy and so much joy and so much love to so many people. And why could she do that? Was it because she married into the royal family and did things their way? Was it because she copied what they were doing? Because she pretended to be, this sort of person who was quite apart from everybody, and she played the role? Is that why she made such an impact on the royal family and on Britain, and actually on the whole world? No, it was because she was brave enough to be true to her. And I don't imagine it was easy, within a structure that was quite regimented, and okay, it's relaxed a little bit, and she had a lot to do with that. But if we take her as an example, people were drawn to her all over the world. People loved her. She was the queen of people's hearts. And she did that because she had the bravery and the willingness to show up as her. And sometimes we saw, sides of her that were surprising. Sometimes she was upset. She wore her heart on her sleeve. And, whatever you think of Princess Diana, this is not the issue. I'm using her as an example to show you the difference between how when people show up and in a role and they project a role and they project a face and they sort of have that image in front of them, walking in front of them, how people, really, when Princess Diana came on the scene, Britain was in a very difficult situation, and really they were not very interested in the royal family anymore. And whether you're a royalist or not, that's not what this is about. What happened is that she actually created a connection again between the people and the royal family through the way that she was. And so if we come back to the Imitation Game, she achieved amazing things by being her. She was a lovely woman. She was very attractive, all of those things. But if she hadn't shown up in her true self and allowed us to see her, she wouldn't have had the impact that she had. It didn't work in every area of her life, but it's an example to sort of show you the power that we have. Well, we might not have a world stage, but we have so much power in our own lives. And she drew people to her like a moth to the flame. She was a magnet for so many people. She brought hope to millions of people. And so whether you are looking for a few more friends, or whether you're looking for a bit more love in a relationship, or whether you're looking for business success, or whether you're looking for to achieve certain things in your life, if you're not being you, then you're hindering yourself in a way, because when you are you're completely aligned, you're completely parallel, and so everything that you're doing is going in the same direction. If there's a part of you that's sort of held back and you're putting on a face to the world and you're kind of pretending or playing the imitation game, as I like to call it, then you're not in alignment. And so you're kind of in this bit of a battle with yourself. And so the energy that can get behind you and really create the results that you want is constantly being sort of pulled back. So, that's just a little bit about the imitation game. How have you seen yourself play the imitation game? Or how have you noticed other people playing the imitation game? I know, years and years ago, a lot of the time when I come on here, I talk about my own personal experiences because I'm clearly getting very old and have a lot of stories to tell. But, we don't arrive at places where we feel fantastic in our lives, by magic. Sometimes we go through some hard times to get there. And I recognize that at a time previously, I guess I was in my 20s and I was a very young mum. And my upbringing hadn't been all that easy. And so I wanted to be accepted. I wanted to fit in. And I felt that I needed to be a certain way in order to do that. I felt like I needed to dress a certain way and be a certain way in order to be successful or to be accepted. And so, I was in a situation where, we had some money. And so I would go out and I would buy these lovely clothes. And I loved my clothes. I really did. In fact, I still love clothes, but, that's just a part of my self-expression. But I would go out and I'd buy these clothes. And I would put on lovely things, and I'd go out and I'd always look good. But there was something missing in that, in what people could see. So I dressed the part, but it didn't reach my eyes. In my eyes and in my posture and in who I was my self-esteem was non-existent. I wasn't at all sure of myself. I was a little bit desperate that people would like me. And do you know what? Even though I looked good and I looked the part, there was just this sort of something that didn't feel right, and people noticed. And I think that's the point, is that if you're playing the imitation game to get more friends, people are noticing. They're going to notice that you're not being you. There's just something a little bit off, and they might think, yeah. They might just have that question mark in their brain. They're like, not sure about this person. Excuse me. And if you're being the person that you think your partner needs you to be in the relationship, then you're not being yourself either. And you're never going to get that close connection. You know, when you're in a relationship and you really want to feel loved and cared about, and you want that really close connection with somebody, that's how it lets us know that we're, you know, that often that we feel loved. But if you're not being you, there's no way somebody can connect with you. So there's always going to be a bit of a gap. There's always going to be a bit of a distance. You're always going to feel like maybe they don't quite love you the way that you want to be loved. And you're going to try harder and harder and trying to be this person that you think they want you to be, so that they'll show you, or that you'll feel the love that you're looking for. And you've got it backwards. Because the imitation game is never, ever going to get you the love and connection and the true success and joy and happiness that you seek, because you can only find that in yourself. You can only find that when you're being real and you're being true. You know, I talked about cardboard cutouts, and sometimes you see people and they show up as this kind of copycat, you know, or you're just looking at them and you're going, yeah, something doesn't feel quite right about you. There's just something that, and you know what, that's because 9 times out of 10, they're not being 100% genuine. There's something that just isn't in alignment, that doesn't quite match, and you can feel it. So when you're yourself, people can feel that too. And hey, we all know not everybody's going to like us. It goes with the territory. But there's 8 billion people in the world. Does it matter if, you know, half of them don't like you? It really doesn't, because the more you become yourself and the more you become true to yourself, and you uncover, you know, who you truly are underneath the layers of society that, you know, people have told you who you need to be in one situation or another. Yes, there's roles that we need to play. You might be a mother, you might be a father, you might have a job, you know, whatever those roles are. But when you show up as you, in your amazingness, because whatever you might think or what other people might have told you about how maybe you're not who they think you should be, or maybe you don't conform the way that they think you should, or people have maybe not been as accepting or as loving or as kind as you hoped, and therefore you've tried to reshape yourself to fit some idea that you think will make you acceptable. And we all do this in life. We all do this. But when you do that, okay, maybe you'll make some friends, but are they real friends? Are they people who are going to stand beside you? Are they people that you want to spend lots of time with? Because at the end of the day, if you're being you and you're being true to you, then you're attracting people who like you for you. And I don't know about you, but I would rather have people who like me for me than a whole bunch of fake friends. I'm really not interested in that. You know, there are situations you go into and you associate with people on all sorts of different levels, but those people that I really want close to me, I would hope that those people like me for me, not because I'm pretending to be something I'm not because I'm showing up and, you know, playing the imitation game. I don't actually do that very well. I was talking about this with somebody the other day, and I said to her, you know, I don't do fake. I'm really bad at it, because pretty much how I feel is written all over my face, and it's in my posture and it's in my voice. And, you know, so when I'm being fake, people know I'm being fake, and, you know, it's not a good look. So it's kind of, I tend to take the view that, you know, what you see is what you get. And if you don't like it, then that's okay. If it doesn't gel with you, then that's absolutely fine. You go and find the people that you resonate with. You go and find the people who are similar to you, the people that are going to like you for you, and the people that you connect with. It's not about being all things to all people. It's not about having everybody in the world like you. And what happens is we become this chameleon, and we put on different faces for different situations and different faces for different people. And yes, we have roles to play, but within those roles, and even though those roles can be quite diverse in our life and they're very different, and maybe they require different skills, but they don't require a different you. They just require perhaps slightly different behavior in different environments. But the you that you are is a constant. And that person, if you can show up as you in every single situation, some situations you're going to be more vulnerable than others, of course. And you know, there is certain societal norms or things that are acceptable that we do need to fit within. But you can still be you. You can still be real. You can still be the person who makes people laugh, the one that people want to hang out with, the one who's friendly, the one who's kind, the one who's loving, whatever it is. But you being you, so people, and you know, just like Princess Diana all those years ago, people will be drawn to you. Maybe not everybody, but the people who are going to value you and care about you and show you the kindness and respect and love and connection that you actually want, and the people who are going to help you on the road to success or whatever it is that you're wanting to achieve or that you want to bring into your life. If you're real, then you're going to attract those people who are attracted to you like a magnet. And so the people who can help you get where you need to go will find you. They'll be attracted to you and you will be attracted to them. And so then when you go and you say, hey, you know, I want to connect with this person because this person feels amazing. I like what they're doing. They feel authentic to me. I can see how, you know, there's a connection between us. You know, they're going to be attracted to you. And when you approach them, they're going to be open to that approach because there's a real component to who you are and to who they are. Have a think about perhaps somewhere in your life, if there's somewhere in your life that you're playing the imitation game, and how you can step more into yourself, how you can sort of take off the mask that you might be wearing in a particular situation or a particular environment and start looking inside of yourself, start connecting with yourself, because as you build the relationship with yourself and you strengthen the relationship with yourself, you're able to be more real. Because how can you be real if you don't know who you are? So that's the first part, you know, and the imitation game is not going to take you where you want to go. It might appear that way on the surface. It might appear that if I transform myself into this person or if I behave in this particular way, that I'm going to get the results that this other person's getting, or that this person's going to like me more, or they're going to accept me more, or whatever it is. But really, truly, your greatest gift and your greatest power is found in you being you. And that's how you can create your life your way. Step more fully into who you are. Get to know yourself. Build a strong relationship with yourself. Find those places in your life where perhaps you're playing the imitation game, and see if you can take that mask off there and become more of you and who you are. So I hope that's been helpful. We're going to talk some more about how you can really grab that power that's yours, that personal power that you have, and how you can become more of who you truly are under the layers that other peopleness is. It's not actually a word, but I like using it. It's kind of like other people project their stuff onto us and they teach us how we're supposed to be. But underneath that is the real you. And when you can start peeling off those layers and show up time and time again with authenticity and as the real you, then people are going to see that. And you're going to get those things. You're going to see those things that you're looking for come flooding to you. That's not going to happen when you're pretending or when you're being fake. So drop the imitation game and start playing the game of life in a very real way, where you're engaged in the game and you're completely present in it. You're in it, boots and all, come what may, and you're prepared to show up as you. Be real, because that's what people want to see. And it's the only way you will know whether people like you for you, whether you've got the success for you, or whether actually it's built on sand, and sooner or later the tides of change are going to come and wash that away. If you build your life on you and with your own power, then that's how that's going to work for you. That's a good, strong foundation that will see you through the rest of your life. So I hope that's been helpful for you today. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll speak again very soon.